second phase of the national COVID-19 immunization program kicks off today. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohanapriya. Welcome to Updates at Noon. The Health Ministry will be mobilizing its healthcare personnel to Kelantan to help contain the increase in COVID-19 cases in the state. Its Minister, Datuk Seri Dr. Adham Baba, said the state started to witness an increase in the number of confirmed cases recently.
Kita terlihat bahawa RT pada peringkat awal dia menurun kepada 0.8. Tetapi kerana ada aktiviti iaitu perhimpunan gathering pada awal April, ada berlaku mobilisasi yang besar dalam kalangan masyarakat, terutama sekali pembukaan sekolah dan juga universiti, dan juga ada berlaku banyak program-program yang dilaksanakan secara ramai.
Meanwhile, asked to comment on whether the Education Ministry had proposed any other schools to be closed due to the spread of COVID-19, Datuk Seri Adham said any decision with regards to the closure of schools is made on the joint assessment by the District Health Office, BKD, MOE and the state government. He said it includes assessments on cases that involve school staff and students who have to undergo quarantine or home surveillance order after they tested positive for COVID-19. On Saturday, the Kelantan Education Department ordered all schools and educational institutions in 7 districts placed under the movement control order to be closed until 24th April. In other development, the Health Minister said a total of 9,916 individuals aged 75 and above are scheduled to receive the COVID-19 vaccine in the second phase of the national COVID-19 immunization program starting today. He said they will be inoculated at 30 vaccination centres nationwide.
Untuk itu, program fasa 2 ini yang bermula besok iaitu 19 Februari di 30 vaccination center, iaitu 10 negeri. Kedah ada 5, Pahang 5, Penang 5, Sabah ada 4, Terengganu 3, Melaka 3, Negeri Sembilan 2, Perlis 1, Sarawak 1 dan wilayah Labuan 1.
According to the immunization program, the implementation period of the second phase of vaccination is until August, involving 9.4 million senior citizens aged 60 and above, as well as vulnerable groups with mobility problems and people with disability. Most countries, including Malaysia, are facing financial problems and a large budget deficit due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Datuk Seri Mustafa Muhammad, said Malaysia's forecast deficit as a percentage of the gross domestic product GDP at 6% was among the lowest compared with those of other countries. The minister said most countries had to grapple with financial problems due to economic challenges, as well as the world's largest ever health crisis.
Apabila pendapatan merudum, sudah pasti kutipan cukai pun jatuh, ya. Itu realitinya, ini bukan perkara yang boleh disorok. Ini semua diketahui, ya. Jadi pada masa yang sama keperluan meningkat dan ini merupakan prioriti kerajaan. Yang pentingnya, ya, kita sekarang ni bekerja keras, kerajaan bekerja keras untuk merangka tindakan memulihkan ekonomi negara.
He also said that regardless of the situation, the government would continue to work hard to revive the country's economy by devising various strategies, especially in creating job opportunities and empowering micro-enterprises. Meanwhile, Datuk Seri Mustafa said 15 million people, or 46% of the country's estimated 2020 population of 32.7 million, had been enumerated under the Census 2020 exercise as of 15th April. He also called on Malaysians to give their cooperation either via the online census, e-census, or face-to-face interviews due to the importance of the data collected for various purposes, particularly in national socio-economic planning. The results of discussions with the authorities in Saudi Arabia on the Standard Operating Procedures, or SOP, related to Hajj and Umrah will be presented to the National Security Council, MKN, and Ministry of Health, Malaysia. However, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Religious Affairs, Datuk Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad Al-Bakri, said, so far, the Saudi government had yet to make any decision on Hajj and Umrah pilgrimage for this season. But he said the most important requirement at the moment is vaccination, as some Islamic countries do not have a transparent and orderly COVID-19 surveillance and control system. And this causes Saudi Arabia to be very careful in making any decisions on the implementation of the Hajj pilgrimage. Datuk Dr. Zulkifli said the Saudi government is working diligently to make preparations for the Hajj season this year. But its health ministry had yet to decide on the type of COVID-19 vaccine that this year's Hajj pilgrims need to have. He added that the Saudi government did not want Hajj pilgrimage to be the cause of the spread of COVID-19 around the world and viewed seriously the surge in COVID-19 cases in the country during Ramadan. Datuk Dr. Zulkifli was on a working visit to Saudi Arabia since 9th April to discuss the SOP for this year's Hajj pilgrimage. The visit ended yesterday. Penang KPD and HEP Enforcement Director Azman Adam said a special task force would be created to focus on monitoring the price of fresh chicken charged by suppliers and wholesalers following reports of price hikes. He said KPD and HEP had also started Ops Pantau to review the prices of goods nationwide during the festive period since 13th April.
Jadi notis-notis ni kita akan bagi masa kepada mereka untuk membekalkan maklumat-maklumat yang kita perlukan, dan selepas itu barulah kita akan ambil keputusan sama ada mereka ni melakukan kesalahan di bawah Akta Kuala Harga dan juga etika pencatutan, yang mana jika mereka disabitkan kesalahan, denda sehingga RM100,000 atau 3 tahun penjara. Itu untuk orang persoalangan.
Commenting on the complaints of the increase in chicken prices, Azman said KPD and HEP had received 15 complaints from all over the country through its e-Aduan portal between 13th to the 17th April. He added that KPD and HEP will take stern action against any trader who raises prices without a reasonable cause. Police have opened an investigation into an argument which occurred at a fast food restaurant in Klang, footage of which went viral on social media. Selangor Police Chief Datuk Arjunaidi Muhammad said the incident occurred at around 1:30 p.m. on Saturday between a customer and a restaurant worker. He said there was a possibility that the insulting words were used in anger during the argument.
So dalam kejadian tersebut berlaku perselisihan antara dua pihak akibat tidak puas hati atas servis yang diberikan. Itu saja. So semasa pertengkaran itu mungkin ada keluar perkataan-perkataan yang mungkin menyinggung ataupun tidak sepatutnya dikeluarkan. Tidak sepatutnya dikeluarkan. So, siasatan telah kita jalankan, kita telah memanggil semua saksi dan mereka yang terlibat, dan kesiasatan ini akan kita siapkan segera dan kita akan bawa kepada timbalan pendakwa raya untuk arahan selanjutnya.
Coincidentally, he said a police movement control order compliance task force team was in the area and managed to calm the situation. Datuk Arjunaidi said police have called all witnesses and individuals involved in the case for further investigation, adding that the completed investigation papers would be referred to the Deputy Public Prosecutor for further instructions. He said police were investigating the case under Section 298 and Section 509 of the Penal Code for intentionally wounding the religious feelings of a person and insulting the modesty of a person by word, sound or gesture. He also advised the public to let cooler heads prevail. Two local fishing boats with 9 crew members were detained on Saturday for encroaching into a restricted fishing zone not listed in their licenses. Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency MMEA Miri Director Captain Mat Fauzi Othman in a statement said the boats with Class C licenses were spotted about 7 nautical miles north of Kuala Baram during Ops Permai at about 10:35 p.m. He said further inspection found that both Class C boats had violated the conditions stated in their licenses, namely fishing less than 12 nautical miles from shore. The boats were operated by 9 Indonesian men aged between 25 and 55 years, including skippers who possessed valid passports and work permits. All crew members were detained and escorted into the MMEA Miri Zone Vessel Detention Centre jetty for further investigation, while the boats as well as 900 kilograms of fish were confiscated. Captain Mat Fauzi said the case will be investigated under the Fisheries Act 1985 for violating the legal conditions of their licenses. According to Captain Mat Fauzi, MMEA is urging the maritime community to always abide by the laws and welcome any complaints about any offensive activities at sea. We begin with the local front. Petaling Jaya FC and Penang FC played to a 1-1 draw in their 2021 Super League match at the Petaling Jaya City Council Stadium last night. The hosts, a squad fully comprising local players, opened their account with goal in the 39th minute. Former national player Mahali Jasuli forced Penang FC custodian Tian Kiat Si out of his box before threading a short pass to V. Ravindran, who only had to make sure the ball hit the net. However, Trukar Thomas' team, consisting of 4 import players, came back strongly to equalise just 3 minutes into the second half. This after Brazilian import striker Casagrande headed in a free kick taken by compatriot Endrick dos Santos. And in another Super League match, visitors Selangor twice came back from behind to defeat Melaka 3-2 at the Hang Jebat Stadium. Melaka United had gone ahead through Montenegro import forward Stefani Kolic during added time of the first half before the Red Giants equalised 6 minutes into the second half. Zainal Abidin Hassan's squad once again went ahead through Ahmad Shamim Yahya's goal in the 58th minute, but Selangor once again clawed back with an Ifedayo 70th minute equalising goal. Selangor clinching all 3 points through Mohammad Shahmi Safari's winning goal in the 88th minute. Last night's results saw Penang FC remain in 4th place with 16 points, followed by Selangor FC in 5th, PJ City in 7th place with 11 points, and Melaka United in 10th place with 7 points. Meanwhile, in the Premier League, a brace by former national forward Mohammad Zakwan Adha Abdul Razak helped Negeri Sembilan FC to a 2-1 win over Kelantan FC in a match played at the Tuanku Abdul Rahman Stadium in Paroi. The victory propelled them to top spot at 17 points, a point above Sarawak United, who have a match in hand. The Hobin Jung Hobin squad went ahead as early as the 4th minute before the Red Warriors equalised through Spanish import player Mario Arquez Blaso in the 54th minute. K. Devon's squad, however, confirmed all 3 points with Mohammad Zakwan's second goal in the 69th minute. The FAM MSN project squad has identified 3 players who have shown significant improvement in their playing skills and are on par with other Premier League players. However, FAM MSN project squad head coach Yusri Chela declined to reveal who the players were because he was worried that the players may not focus because they thought that they had succeeded. He also hoped that these players continue to improve and that other players will follow similar improvements. Despite identifying the 3 players, Yusri said the FAM MSN project squad still needed other players to participate in continuing the Premier League, which still has 11 matches left.
Cumanya kalau hanya 2-3 pemain saya rasa tak mampu untuk meneruskan. Kita perlukan semua pemain. Jadi saya rasa masa diperlukan untuk pemain lain untuk menonjol.
Yusri also refuted claims that his team could be lacking in tactical and mental aspects and opined that players need to think out of the box on how to face the rest of the matches against opponents who will continue to exert pressure from start to finish. He was also impressed by the commitment showed by his players, aged between 17 and 20, who played during Ramadan for the first time. And that concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story today, second phase of the National COVID-19 Immunisation Programme kicks off today. Tune in to News at 10 coming up at 10 p.m. on saluran Berita RTM on My Freeviews channel 123, or you can also stream the news by surfing RTM Click. I'm Mohana Priya. Thanks for watching and have a great day.